Welcome to the Cozza Lawcast, where life, business, and the law collide. And now, here's your host, attorney, and founder of the Cozza Law Group, Rocco Cozza.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cozza Lawcast. Well, congratulations. We've made it to the end of 2020. And I know all of you out there are probably excited for the new year, excited for 2021. And what I want to talk about today is something that's very important to do as a business, either at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year, and that is have your annual meeting. So if you are an LLC or a corporation, whether a single member or single shareholder or multiple member or multiple shareholders, you need to have an annual meeting. And there's a few things you should be doing during that annual meeting, which we'll get into in a second. But the purpose of the annual meeting in and of itself is to show, if you get sued, the court that you're following corporate formalities. Now, there's really no law that says an LLC has to have an annual meeting, but it's a great practice to have. It's a chance to sit down with your team, with your partners, or if you're a single member, with your accountant and lawyer, and go over your business, go over your finances, go over the problems you've had over the year, the challenges, the opportunities, and memorialize that in writing. Take minutes of that meeting, put those meeting minutes in your corporate binder, and it's showing that you're following best practices and treating that entity separate from yourself. So now, what do you do during this annual meeting? A lot of our clients ask this because this is something we encourage all of our clients to do, and actually we sit down with a lot of them and have this meeting and do the meeting minutes for them for a nominal fee and go over a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about right now. But what are those things you should be looking at during this annual meeting? Well, first and foremost, you should be looking at any large expenditures or purchases you made or debt you took on, memorializing the decision to do that. And I'll give you an example. So a lot of people I've worked with in the past have formed an entity online through one of those self-help websites, right? People do that, and that's fine. But they may have gotten an operating agreement that says any expenditure over $1,000 or $500 or any debt taken on over that same amount has to be agreed upon by the members. Well, you may have agreed upon it verbally, but you have no writing evidencing that. This annual meeting gives you the opportunity to memorialize those decisions. Look back over the year, say, did we make any big expenditures? Did we take on any debt? Did we agree upon it? Then write it in your meeting minutes. So now you have a writing that's evidencing those decisions. So that's one of the first things you should be doing in this meeting. The second thing you should do, look at all of your contracts, your standard agreements, your employment agreements, your employee handbook, your master services agreement, your non-disclosure agreements, and ask yourself, are the terms of these agreements still applicable to my business? Because what you'll find, and not every client does it, but every few years, the business shifts a little bit. The employment relationships shift. The policies of the company shift. But they don't update the documents. And that's what gets them in trouble, right? You sign a contract or your employee comes on and signs an old handbook and they look at a policy and want to utilize that policy, but that may not be the current policy. But because you, the business owner, never updated the agreements or the handbook, you're kind of in this catch-22 situation. So this is a great time to do that. During that annual meeting, what we do with our clients is we typically have them send us everything beforehand so we can do our analysis. Then during that annual meeting, we make it very efficient and identify the things we think, based upon our knowledge of their business and the information we have from working with them, things they should change. It's a great time to do that during that annual meeting. The next thing you should do is look at your insurance coverage, right? If you have employees, do you have workers' compensation insurance? Do you have general liability insurance for people coming in and out of your business or for the work you're doing? Do you have errors and omissions or malpractice insurance depending on your profession? And the other thing you should think about, and COVID taught us a lot about this, and it taught us how many businesses actually don't have this coverage, is business interruption insurance. This hurt a lot of businesses this year, right? They were shut down, they couldn't operate. And if you had an appropriate business interruption insurance policy, you would have been paid money during that time of shutdown. But if you don't have that, you're out of luck. So this is a great time to look at that, because we learned this year how things could change so quickly. So for the nominal cost of business interruption insurance, it's a great thing to think about. The other type of insurance you should look at if you're a business owner is life insurance or key man policies. If God forbid something would happen to you, what's going to happen to your business or to your heirs, right? A life insurance policy is a great way to make sure your business is taken care of, there's a good succession plan in place, your heirs are taken care of. And during your annual meeting, when you're meeting with your team or your accountant and lawyer, this is a great time to talk about that, to understand the coverage out there, to understand the amount you should have based upon your individual situation or your business's revenue. It's a great time to look at that as well. Now, the last thing you should do in your annual meeting is understand any updates or changes in the law. This year we saw that happen, right? We had the Families First Coronavirus Relief Act. Then we had all the new stimulus packages with the PPP loans, the EIDL. Then you had all these state restrictions depending on the state you're in. This is a great time to meet with your lawyer and go over those changes. Do they apply to your business? What do you have to do on a going forward basis? What do you need to make sure you change in your agreements or in your employment contracts? This is why we believe an annual meeting is so important, because I've seen over my career so many business owners that just start operating and never pause to really assess their business. And by forcing yourself to have this annual meeting, it really makes you pause for a second and look at the business, look at the landscape, look at the challenges and problems you may have had, look at the opportunities you face in the future, and put some plans in place. We encourage all of our clients. We send out a notification usually in January about the importance of the annual meeting. And look, this is something that you don't necessarily need to pay a lawyer to do, right? But we do that for clients. We do have this meeting. We set it up. We organize it. We take the meeting minutes. We go through everything, because some clients want that security. They want that security of knowing their lawyer looked at everything. So if you do have a lawyer out there and you're working with someone, I would ask them if they do offer this service, because sometimes for a nominal fee, it gives you a great peace of mind. So that's all I had in this video. I really wanted to put this out there because we are at the end of the year. It's a great time to start thinking about this and to even start doing it. We have to get excited for 2021. I know it's going to be a great year. This year, 2020, was, again, one we didn't expect, and we're at the end of it. We made it through. If you're listening to this video, I encourage you to look forward with optimism. It's going to be a good year, and we're trying to give you some information to help you put yourself in the best position to succeed. Thank you all for listening to this video. Check out our website, cozzalaw.com. Remember, as always, this is not meant to be legal advice. There's no attorney-client relationship formed by this video. This is merely meant to educate and entertain you. If you do need any legal services and you are within a practice area that we service, please feel free to reach out to us at our website. Also, if you haven't done so, check us out on Facebook. I'll put that link here as well. Lastly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you did so. Give this video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when our next video is posted. And again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next video.
Thanks for listening to the Cozza Lawcast, where life, business, and the law collide. To find out more about the Cozza Law Group, check out www.cozzalaw.com.